GM Farcaster. It is Friday. Happy Friday, September 27th, and you are here with Nounish Prof and Adrian and very special guest Naomi for 29 minutes of Farcaster News to start your day. And GM Naomi, we're so excited to have you here.
GM, it's not morning for me. I'm in Manchester,
True.
England, but GM to everyone. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here and chat with you both. Big fan of the show.
It's GM somewhere,
Yeah.
at all times. It's GM somewhere.
Tomorrow
GM,
Lucid has a really nice short little essay on why we say GM.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's like
so
it's
nice.
not really time specific, it's more the meaning behind it, which is like a new day and something else.
Exactly.
I should cast her
Exactly.
little essay.
It's so good. It's really, really good. So shout out Borrow Lucid for your words, and I'm going to go share this and make sure people know we are live. Did you cast in on the air?
I cast it on the air. On the air has 45 followers. Luckily,
We need more people to be following that because that's not really going to work.
Luckily, there's no such thing as narrowcasting, so it went out to my followers as well. But
yeah,
they'll get
so
there.
we are here.
We'll tick up. Some people are on time.
Some people are here. Yeah, I forgot to cast right before to let people know we were going live. So here we go. Hold on, I have the wrong thing ready to go, so that's not good. I don't want to start there. So we got to start with the big news of what's been going on, the FOMO, the JOMO, and of all of it. And we have Dev Day that's been happening and looks amazing. So this is from Dan. Thank you to everyone who attended our first Dev Day. A lot of great questions and input, feeling optimistic on where we're headed over the next few months. And a huge shout out to Ted for organizing another great Farcaster event. So I didn't realize that Ted was, I should have. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't realize that Ted was organizing this. But I should have known.
This
but
has
it looked
Ted all over it.
Yeah, as soon as
there were signs.
There were signs. There were definitely signs. And I looked at that room and went, wow, that's a great setup. And that should have been the immediate clue that like Ted was involved because there's no way, there's no way it would look like this otherwise. But a lot of fun things coming from it. This was from Robin. I literally wasn't even there today, but I don't committed. Huge shout out to everyone who helped us experience the energy vicariously. Mega bullish. P.S. Ted, you are built different. So this is the same pic, but a Moshi Cam. Love it. And this from Woj. The demos from Dev Day were incredible. Farcaster developer Legos are working, all done in past few months. I was never more convinced that we were going to have hundreds of millions of people on here one day. And this was in response to Jason Beta Shop's Farcaster Dev Day left me super bullish more than ever. FC team is focused on the right things, in my opinion, and ecosystem devs are primed to support and enhance. To be honest, from what was reviewed and discussed today, if I were to write the FC roadmap myself, I wouldn't change a thing for what's in the pipe for the next few months. LFG. And that's if you know Beta Shop, that's a little, that's a big feedback. That's a big compliment that he would not change a thing.
He's been around for a long time and he doesn't always agree with the Merkle roadmap. And he would maybe do things differently. So that is a big deal.
That's a big deal. And this was from Dylan, who was casting throughout the whole day. So if you want to catch up on like the nitty gritty, the details, the notes, everything, go look at dillstack.eth. GM from Farcaster Dev Day. Everyone's getting caffeinated, filling up on Gusta. I don't know how to say that one. Pastries. And then we should be getting started in a few minutes. Expect live coverage from /Dylan as always. And if there's a pressing question, topic you want to hear about, let me know in the comments. So this was, he was like going strong all day long. So if you want to catch up on what happened, this is the thread to really dive in. He's got a lot of links in here too. So really helpful thread from him. A few other fun things from yesterday. Nothing more iconic than Farcaster Developer Day being hosted in an old Snapchat office. Ghost of Internet's past meets the future of the internet. I love that. I thought that was so cool. And this was my biggest FOMO moment for some reason. I really like this Farcaster Developer
The card?
Day card. Yeah, I want one. I don't know why. I just kind of like that. I like things like
memories, right?
I
Like
do.
you like I think we can get someone to mail you one.
I don't know. There's something about that. I just really like
If
it.
you
I would
zoom
like
in,
one.
do you know what it says around the border?
No, I don't know if we can get close
So
enough. I
probably
can't get
not
close enough.
here. But if you zoom all the way in, oh, it says, I forget what one says. It says opportunity for a new client.
Oh, funny. Okay.
And then there's another, I can't remember what the other one was, but it's another.
I'll have to go zoom in
an
later.
infamous saying.
That's funny. I did not.
And when I
even
saw
look it up.
that, that's when I was like, Ted's got
Now I
her.
really want it.
Like,
No, I really
someone is.
Ted, if you're
This is
watching
not a
right
dev
now,
day organized by developers. Let's just.
there'd be no
So
card like
good.
this. Seriously, Ted, I need one of these cards. If you don't mind, just grab me one. I would like one to hold. This from Murtaza, that feeling when dev day and you have no connection at all to tech despite being on a platform for tech people. I thought that was funny. But Adrian and Naomi, so any thoughts about what everybody's talking about in regards to dev day? Any thoughts on that and what you saw coming out from that? Excited? Bullish? What are you thinking? Anybody?
So how cool is it? It's so exciting. Everybody wants to be there. So of course your feed is full of people, not just in the room, but like getting coffees together and walking around Venice. And
yes,
it's there's a lot of FOMO. I'm really happy they're doing it. I'm happy about, the enthusiasm is very contagious. It makes me feel good. I like it better than all the nonsense on Twitter right now about Farcaster and optimism are based for Solana, which seems unproductive.
You think?
And
there might be a reason I'm wearing this hat today.
Is that a base? You're so based. And no, it just makes me super excited. And if you're feeling left out, it's okay. Whether or not you could make it there or were invited is not your worth. It's
once again,
it's not your worth. You're
again,
good enough, smart enough, and people like you. And
people like you. Once again, from Aunt Adrian, it's not your worth. This is also not your worth.
I think it's just really exciting. I love it's like building hype, because it's like, guys, you're not going to what's going to happen in the next few weeks is going to be amazing. And it's like, what's going to happen? I want to know now. So I think some really good things are being built there. And with that many great minds, all in one place, it's bound to make something incredible happen. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what's going to sort of roll out in the next couple of weeks.
Same. All of that. And by the way, everyone's invited to GM Farcaster. So therefore, you're all worthy. Same. That's exactly how I feel too. It's just like seeing all that and seeing how excited they are is like, oh, okay. All right, buckle up. We're going for a little ride here. And it had similar, most of the time I was in JOMO mode, like joy of missing out, and just feeling like, oh, this looks awesome. So happy for them. And I had a couple moments of FOMO. The card was one. Exactly what you said, heavyweight at Airhorn or whatever. I was like, oh, I want to hang out with my friends. It's nothing to do with I don't belong at Dev Day in any way, shape, or form. But also,
it'd be super fun to be there.
Coffee. Yeah,
I would have loved to talk about it, but we know it's not like things are happening in this closed door where you're never going to hear. So it's all,
not like a secret meeting of the cabal.
Yeah.
The notes are all open. We know everything that they're doing. So very fun. But if you're feeling like this, it's okay. It's all right. We're going to move on. So a few other notes, and then we're going to shift gears and talk with Naomi about what she's been up to, and it's amazing. So this from Jacek, GMD Gens, it's that time again. We're closing in on the end of the month, and as you know what that means, the next DGen airdrop is happening this Friday, which is today, September 27th. Get ready for some confetti. It's all going down on the DGen chain, just like last time. So look for that in the DGen channel from Jacek to see what you need to do. Yes.
Is there an answer to Callow's question? So he asked, I don't know if you can pull it, but he said airdrops do not expire, right? Can we claim multiple seasons at once, or is there a deadline?
There are deadlines. There are deadlines. So they do close off. So do not wait. Usually you have about a month to claim the previous one. So you can go to dgen.tips, and that's where this all happens. But yeah, there is an expiration date for these things. So like the first airdrop had like a 4-month window because that was the bigger one. And then it went from there. So yeah.
And is it still working? Like all the tipping that happens on feed gets put in a little database somewhere. Then when the airdrop opens, you have your allocation, but you have to go and claim what was yours. So if someone's tipping you on the feed, but you're not claiming anything, then that goes away. You're not actually getting
it eventually disappears. Yes, it eventually disappears. So you do need to claim, although last time they did some kind of auto claim. I don't know exactly what they're doing this time. I have not checked. So just double check in the DGen channel, but you do have to, or just go to dgen.tips. And you'll see it.
Do you know if everything is on the L3 now?
This one is.
Things have been moved.
Not everything, but this one is. So the last one was as well, and it says this one is also DGen chain, and they're trying to spur some activity over there. So, but that's why the last time they did actually like do the claim for you, so you didn't have to do anything, and it made it a little easier. Didn't you have to lock 10,000 DGen in? Yes. If you wanted to be able to tip out, not to receive, but to tip other people, then you had to lock a minimum of 10,000 DGen. And then the more you locked, the more you got in terms of tipping. So I have like, I don't know, 1.3 million DGen locked up so I can have my 10,000 DGen to tip. It makes no sense, but I like tipping. Leave me alone. It's fun. It's fun. So anyway, yeah. So go grab your tips today if you have been receiving some DGen on the timeline. This from Kato at MoshiCam. GM, I've been a bit quiet recently. Here's what we've been working on. Building a native mobile app aiming to launch in less than 1 month. We'll invite some people to beta test before. The app is way snappier and the editor is better. In the current app, we're going to replace the feed with what we think is a better way to see your friends' Moshis. Early access to power users soon. And then 3, imagining more things you can do with Moshis. You see that you like. We're taking MoshiCam worldwide and have a bit of work to do. So this is exciting. I love MoshiCam. So I like to see what they're up to. And this Sam, fall candles are now live at humankind.place. You can get them at humankind.place or DM me to pay with crypto. So here you go. New scents out there, the land and the sea, and apple crumble pumpkin spice latte. That's a lot. So you get a little both. You get your apple and your pumpkin together. By the way, if you have it, the Humankind candles, they're a little pricier, but the smell is like next level. Like it stayed in my house for like a week after just lighting it one time. It was crazy. So it is pretty cool. This from Isaac at Snickerdoodle NYC Builders. Join us for a community gathering of builders who are passionate about base and Farcaster, organized by Snickerdoodle, GM Farcaster, Icebreaker, Unofficial, Lasertech, Halbon, and Sushi. Here are 2 links, one for Farcast community and one for other communities. Invite your friends. So if you're going to be in NYC on October 1st, make sure you check this out. And Adrian, I believe you're going to be there, correct?
Of course I'll be there.
Amazing. I know. I wish I could be there, but I cannot, sadly.
And we'll be doing coffee shots at the bar all morning. So come hang. and RSVP in the event and the Luma. There's a lot of people RSVP'd already. It'll be a great event.
That's
and weather looks good, I think.
Coffee shots. There you go. This is how we do it. We're about the coffee shots, not the shots. This is from Deeposh. I think this is the single fastest way to do bank to USDC right now. Your keys, your coins, free and instant. We'll write more about how it works soon. And this is Damo introducing Landline, the fastest way to turn your USD in your bank to USDC on chain. Available only in the US, more locales coming soon. So this is pretty cool. You had mentioned this because we were looking for a solution to something. And you had seen this. So have you tried this yet?
I haven't tried it. No,
oh, okay. I was curious
because I'm very on chain. I haven't really needed the ramp, but I know, the more working with people who need to do the ramping from bank to on chain. I mean, this is great. Stable coins seem to be having their moment right now.
They are. Yeah, definitely. I think if you're thinking about payments, it's going to be stables. So for payments, it's going to be stables. For investing and speculating, it's going to be other things. But and in the background, I think ETH's going to survive just fine without various other people. We're going to do just fine. This from I have to shout this out. Chris Corella did a very fun thing yesterday where he said, "Today is my birthday, and I'm asking you for this gift. Quotecast this." And thanks someone in the Farcaster community who has been a supporter of yours. Don't choose me, please. But by the way, Chris, of course, you. But also, I shouted out a couple other folks as well. But this was from our Magic Eden intern, Nounish Prof and Adrian, because they don't want Emmy to jump and they earnestly explain all their jokes. And then he also shouted out the other interns, Goldie Talks and Shibuya Film, for intern representation and skincare routines, which I thought was funny. But I love our interns. I love the interns who are floating about on Warpcast. I find them hilarious. Matt,
some may or may not be actual interns.
True. I think most of them are not.
Polymarket.
Yeah. Polymarket's definitely not. But I'd love for the Magic Eden intern to come on our show. So that would be fun.
They will. And I've not reached out, but they've also said they'll come undoxed. Like whoever they are, they're coming.
Whoever they are, we'll find out soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'd also invite Demaro should he want to undox. We'd love to meet him as well.
Yes.
I said what? Go ahead.
Oh, you suggested that Magic Eden should get a boost, or Magic Eden asked for a boost, and then you said you vouched and said
I vouched.
You tagged DWR, which is a tax on Dan's time. Enough.
Did.
So you are spending your political capital to vouch for this non-intern, and I did as well. And all I can say is we love you, Magic Eden intern, because you're great on the feed and you're not too shilly. Like, it's just so if you ever get a boost, I said,
it's cute and fun. Yeah. Like they did it in a way of like, when are we getting, we need a boost. And it was like the little mascot about to jump off a ledge if they didn't get a boost. And I just thought like, no, Emmy, don't jump. It's okay. But I do think they're a fun account to follow. So if you're not following them, you really should. And it's Magic Eden on base, if you will, ME on base. So go give them a follow.
They're not sponsoring us.
No, they're not yet.
But I'm so
we're open to it. But I just really like their content. I'm sorry, like they're fun. I'm
so anti-brand, so. When you see the brands that work,
which is great, you can tell our business development is going well.
Like, we hate brands.
I'm anti-brand,
but if we actually want Farcaster to have 100 million people and be you actually do want brands to be successful here.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, you kind of have to. You want the money to be here, so.
Absolutely, and we want them to do it well. We want them to not be shilly. And we want them to be a part of the community. So that's why when we see brands doing that, we're going to give them a boost of our own, because I do want to encourage behavior. So I love the Polymarket intern, Shibuya Film, Magic Eden. MetaMask was having a moment. They seem to have been quiet lately, but they were doing pretty well. Matcha is awesome as a brand. Base is awesome as a brand. Like there's some that are really good. And of course, Snickerdoodle, we got to shout you out because we love you as well. And you're providing some amazing data as well. So we like the brands who are contributing to the community and contributing interesting content, if you will. So,
yeah. Right, there's two, and I know we're not even meant to go off on this crazy long tangent, but like a Snickerdoodle doesn't have the same kind of like unhinged, like Farcaster native voice, but they have Farcaster values in terms of like they're showing up, they're doing the work permissionlessly. So they just like the report they did, it's not, I mean, it's like this very proactive, like we're just going to show up and do the work in the space. And they're very earnest, and we've been working with them. So it's like it may have a slightly different vibe, but I am just as bullish and excited to work with them. And I'm like, and I want them to be very successful on Farcaster.
Same. I really want all the brands that are, doing the work and putting the time in and becoming a part of the community to do well, for sure. One last thing I want to mention before we shift gears and chat with Naomi is this, because Tony will kill me if I don't. Okay, WTF is Moxie.eth, and why does it matter? Our resident, the Noun Square video guru, Jack Wilds, breaks it all down for you in this third episode of our Farcaster 101 On-Chain series, the Moxie video. Watch our 5-minute primer below, and if you enjoy, please reply, share, and mint it on Base. So they've been doing a Farcaster 101 and diving into different topics. They're short, they're like 5-minute sort of overviews and really useful. So go check that out. All right, so let's shift gears here. Although, by the way, I do have to shout this out because I feel shame. So I'm just gonna say, no, I have not yet, and I feel shame about that, and I will do it soon, and hopefully today. But it is on my agenda.
Prof was prepping for a hurricane. Prof was prepping for a hurricane yesterday.
I had issues.
And
had issues.
Naomi, have you seen the film?
I should have watched it yesterday. Have you seen the Ethereum film yet?
I saw a little clip though. I've seen a little clip from it about like a bunny encyclopedia, and I was just like, no, I need to watch it. So I'm definitely planning on watching it over the weekend. Yeah.
Same. I'm definitely going to be watching it, but I have not watched it yet, and I feel bad. Oh, good. And neither has the other Naomi, so that's good. I think I did the NFT immediately, and I just haven't watched the film yet. Although I did watch the social. Okay, so the other thing I'm doing is I'm participating in Silicon Valley Canon. There's a ton of reading that I have not done yet, but I did do the movies. There were 2 assigned movies, and I have done them both. So Phil, I got the movies done. So I hadn't seen Oppenheimer. That was one of the movies that was in the thing. And then The Social Network, which I have seen before, but I hadn't seen it in a long time. And I watched it with my son, and that was really interesting because he's 16, and we kind of got to talk about social media and like entrepreneurship and talking all that through and kind of what happened. And the funniest thing that he said to me was when I said we were going to watch The Social Network, he's like, "Oh, is that movie where Spider-Man gets all mad?" And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I realized, oh, yes, it is actually.
I don't remember
because he
that
had
part.
seen the clip on TikTok where there's a part, the actor who plays one of the Spider-Man, one of them, because there's many, is
He's
also
not
in The
actually
Social Network.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man did not work at Facebook. The actor playing Eduardo did, yes.
Okay, that's amazing.
It was so funny. I was like, what? And then I was like, what are you talking about? It took me a minute, and I went, oh yeah, all right. That's right. Okay, let's shift gears. So
just a shout out. So I do a shout out to our friend Linda and everyone who produced the film.
Yes, actually, good point. Yeah. The Ethereum film. Amazing.
I will say I've talked to friends who've written books before, and one of the hard part about releasing a book is you don't get instant feedback.
Yeah.
Because it takes like sometimes months for people to like buy a book and then actually read it. I'm like the slowest reader. And I do think movies are the same way too. Like someone needs to find a few hours of focused attention. So it's okay if you haven't seen it yet. A lot of people have seen it. And I just feel for the people, it's like when you put something out, you want to know immediately. You want everyone to see it immediately. But I think the beauties of like the books and the movies, like you're watching The Social Network now. When did that come out? 10 years
2010.
ago?
Yeah.
Almost
Very,
15
by
years
the
ago.
way, it still holds. A lot of it's still really interesting and great. So highly recommend. Yeah. But it was, yeah, 2010. I was surprised. I'm surprised how quickly it came out after it was founded. It really hadn't been around that long. So very cool. I can definitely give you competition being I'm such a slow reader. This is why I'm starting with the movies, because it was something I could do in a set amount of time. But I did read, I read some of them actually, and go look at Silicon Valley Canon. We did have the link, I think the last show, or just go into the books channel if you want to see what is assigned in the reading, because it is interesting the way he's kind of laying this out and sort of starting with thinking about tech, but and Silicon Valley, but through the lens of like starting with, the Manhattan Project. So it's kind of interesting if you think about it. Yeah. All right. We gotta switch gears here. So Naomi, Afrochicks, you have been killing it on Farcaster. So excited to have you here. But let's start with sort of, for those who don't know you, who are you? What's your claim to fame? And let's let people in on why we love you so much.
I don't know why you love me so much, but
we love you so much because you have brought so much cool, interesting, different content to our little ecosystem, and we just adore you. So tell everybody who you are and like what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Naomi Metzger. I'm a triple jumper. And some people don't know what triple jump is, but it's basically where you hop, step, and then jump into a sand pit. And that's basically my job. And I do that. I represent my country. I'm the 11 times British champion. I'm Commonwealth Games bronze medalist. I've competed at World Championships.
I didn't 11 times British champion. That's insane. That's crazy. That's wild.
I had to Google triple jump. So I am one of those.
Safe space.
It's one of those things where
you never did that in like gym class?
No, 50 years ago. But it's one of those things where you say it, and I'm like, sure. It went in my head as if it's like, you know exactly what it is. Like it's that you have access to those words. Oh, triple jumper. And then I thought about it, and I was like, what's a triple jump? What is a triple jump? So I was Googling what it was. Yes, maybe we did it in gym class, but I don't remember.
Yeah, we always had like a track and field, like, I don't know, section.
I mean, long jump, yes, high jump, hurdles, but I don't
can't do it at all, but yeah. And then, so 11-time British champion, that's amazing. And then you were on the road to the Olympics as well. And what happened? Like, tell us about that journey.
Yeah, so as I said, I've competed at the World Champs, European Champs, and got a Commonwealth medal. But the Olympics is one thing that I've just not done. The first time I missed out by, it was actually 10 centimeters, but I jumped the distance with too much wind behind me. So it was just like the most unlucky that an athlete could possibly get. And that's kind of what happened to me. And then for this Paris one, I was like super pumped, like great shape, and then bam, injury, and needed to get surgery in January. So that like threw that out the window. I still managed to win the British Championships in June, which was really cool, 5 months post surgery. But yeah, so I want to basically document my journey to the 2028 Olympics. That should be my first Olympics, and that's in LA, which is pretty cool. Maybe Ted could organize the whole thing. I don't know. But that's kind of what
we'll all come. That would be amazing. We'll all come cheer you on. I love the fact that
Farcon/Olympics 2028.
Perfect. I love it. One of the things, and I forgot to pull this cast, that you said you were going to document your journey on chain. So talk a little bit about that, because I think that's probably the first time anyone will have done this, I think, as far as I know.
Yeah, so I've been making, I've been making vlogs probably since the past sort of 5 years. I kind of got in a little bit of trouble for it because I was like bringing my camera to competitions and like making everyone like speak behind the scenes. But then after a while, they were kind of like, actually, this is really cool. And then British Athletics and World Athletics started to like champion my content creation within athletics. It's a lot more normal now because content creation has become more mainstream with Reels and TikTok. But I've been doing that, but I really want to bring it on chain. So kind of I saw about Dracula and I was like, what's Dracula? And then I kind of found out about Farcaster and everything. And I was like, how cool would it be to record my athletics behind the scenes like I'm doing anyway, maybe on like sort of a weekly basis. And then people can literally follow and then mint the different moments. And I also had the idea of like, when I do a competition, when I qualify, it's like, yeah, we collected that moment when she qualified for this, or yeah, she finally got the Olympic standard. We've collected that moment, and for everyone to like sort of be involved in that journey with me. That's kind of the idea behind it.
I love that. I love it so much. I think it's the next version of the internet, as we know, but like being able to like, what if you go and win a gold medal? Like, of course, which you are going to. Like, how amazing would it be to be able to be like, send something special to your holders who've been with you along the way or something? You know, there's so many things you could activate with that NFT that makes me excited. So this is so cool. It's so, so cool. So I want to jump back to something you just said, though. Did you find Dracula before you found Farcaster? So you found Farcaster through Dracula?
Yeah, so I was on X because I've been sort of in this sort of like on-chain space since 2022. But I saw Dracula come up, and I think it was when it was around Unchained Summer, the Touch Grass sort of thing, and I was like, what's going on? What's Unchained Summer? Like, what's happened? Like, so I kind of like had a look, researched, and then realized that it's Warpcast and Farcaster, and that's kind of the same thing, and there's different clients, and there's all this stuff. So I joined. I had no idea what I was doing. I think I had 8 followers for a good like month. But Ted did a post on X saying like, if anyone's struggling with Farcaster, like to shoot a message. So I sent a DM to Ted like, hi, like I'm new and I don't know what to do. And we jumped on a call and she was like, post about your sports. Like don't post about crypto. Like don't worry about that. Like just post about your sports, be yourself. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. So yeah, thanks Ted for the advice.
Great advice.
Kind of how
Excellent
I got
advice.
onboarded. Yeah.
Excellent advice, Ted. Like, and
holy cow, that story.
Yeah, that's a great story.
Like,
that's a fantastic story. I had no idea.
And this is why Ted is a national treasure.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
she's
for real.
like,
yeah. And then Jeff said, I found Naomi via Ted. And I mean, we probably all did, because if she was pumping, even if she was just recasting what Naomi was doing, it would end up in our feed more than, just Naomi, who didn't have many followers at that moment. So amazing. And I think like the best advice of that is be yourself. And because everyone has something special or has some interest, or, for some people like you, elite athlete, or Murtaza, who's this incredible journalist or whatever, bringing that to Farcaster, you can stand out so much more, because there aren't any other Olympic athletes on Farcaster right now, or Olympic hopefuls, I should say. But I mean, so you're going to stand out so much more and be able to capture that attention and find a community who's going to be right behind you. So that's amazing. Fantastic. I love how you've just also embraced it so much. Be like, just kind of jumped in and immediately was like, let me use all the tools. Because you just started a hyper sub, which is amazing. And I just love everything you're doing. So let's talk about the, oops, I'm going to move us to the other side. Yeah, there we go. The track club. So the AC track club. So y'all mind if I drop a new core workout and soft launch my channel, AC Track Club? 3 reasons to do core exercises: prevents injuries, improves balance and posture, prevents and helps back pain. Do this 1-minute core workout with me in real time. Exercise side bends, dumbbell marches, sit-ups. And you started posting like all these different workouts too. And then now you're going to move that into part of your hypersub and your channel, which is really cool. So let's talk about, first of all, posting the workouts, which I think are great and fantastic. And you've been keeping them really simple for people to be able to like sort of just do with you right along. I have not done it yet, but
it's fine.
I've been enjoying watching them. I've been liking and sharing. But what are you finding in terms of response from folks? Are people like reaching out and doing them along with you, or what's happening there? And then how did you decide to launch a hyper sub? Like, where did that idea come from?
So I actually don't remember what made me start the workouts, but I just thought, oh, maybe I should do like these Warpcast workouts. So I think this is about maybe 6 weeks ago. I was like, I'm going to post them every day, which I did for about 30 6 days, I think it was. And I would literally go outside, set up my tripod and do the workouts every single morning. And I just really loved it. And people would message me, or I'd see cast like, I've just done Afro Chicks workout. It's the first time I've done a workout, or in a few in a few months or whatever. Or it would be like, I've just done a spin class because I was inspired by Afro Chicks doing her workouts today. And I was like, oh my gosh, like if my like little workouts that I'm doing in my garden is inspiring people to move, like that's really awesome. But then I was like, people were asking me questions like, Naomi, like, what should I do if I feel pain here? Or what diet should I do? And I'm like, okay, I can't give that advice without basically educating myself. So I signed up for a personal training course. So I'm 70% through my level 2 now. I'm literally like just speed going through it. A lot of it I kind of already know, but I wanted to make sure I really educated myself with that. So then I was like, okay, I think I should make a hyper sub so that if people have those more in-depth questions, I'll be able to actually, like tune in to those people rather than there being like lots of comments and I can't get through them all. If it's like these people are dedicated, they're going to subscribe, I'm going to also dedicate my time to help them. And then also I want to bring in real experts too. I'm an expert, but like people who are actually like nutritionists, people who are coaches, I want to bring them in to give advice also to people who have those type of questions. So I think that could help with onboarding for sure. And I also want to do every single month, get a different guest athlete to come and do like a Q&A. So the first one's going to be my brother. He's a footballer.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
So that's
and
on
he's also he's a footballer, correct?
Yeah. Or soccer player.
Yeah. Soccer for, well, we're going to ask that question later. So this is amazing. So you're going to be bringing in all these other athletes. This is incredible, and doing Q&As. So, and your first one up is your brother. That's amazing. So what an athletic family. Wow. This is so cool. The other thing I loved is that you started to do batch filming because it was too much to do every day. But so I love that, kind of adjusting the way you're doing things to make sure that you can bring the content. And that's such a great innovation, like thinking through like, okay, this is getting too much, but I still want to be consistent. How do I adjust it? So like you're doing it's like so many smart lessons here in terms of people who come onto Farcaster and say, I'm not getting traction. No one's following me, whatever. And they're trying, they're not being themselves. They're not leaning into that, or they're not being consistent and giving up too soon. Like you were, you said like I was doing this for a month and I still had 8 followers, like trying to figure it out and like making the effort. It pays off. It's really paid off. So we saw you on that top casters list consecutively for a while there. I think you made it into the top 6 before, like the streak. You had the streak going for a while there. That was amazing. How does that feel like in comparison to all the other social media you do? Like you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram. How would you compare like those other platforms to what you've sort of gotten from Farcaster? Like what's the differences there for you?
I feel like it feels more like two-way when I'm on Farcaster compared to the traditional social media. When I post on traditional social media, it feels like I'm benefiting the company by posting content, but I get literally no benefit. I wouldn't even say there's like a community benefit because the people who follow me are people I already know in real life. You could just send me a WhatsApp, or it's people who there's not really a way to connect in that deeper level. There's a lot of pressure with athletes when it comes to social media because you could have like tens of thousands of followers, but you don't know who they are. And then also you have like sponsors watching what you post, and there's a lot of pressure there. So being on Farcaster really does like allow you to actually be yourself, because the people who are following you is like, it's not just because a random algorithms told you like just follow this person, this random reels popped up and they've just followed and they don't really engage. It's like, no, people are following you because they want to engage and see what you're doing. And I think, it makes me feel a lot more valued, and just because of the community here, than also being rewarded with the Moxies or the Warpcast rewards or the DJ and like the little tips and stuff. It's like, it's a really nice way to just encourage you and think like, oh, people actually like what you're posting.
I think more than of course the money's good. It's good to have money. But I think it also is that like acknowledgement of like this is real. It's not just in the sort of out in space. Like this is real and tangible. Like people actually are appreciating me, which is amazing.
And also going to the Farcaster Friday. I went to my first Farcaster Friday meetup in London, and that was just like to see everyone, like to see people in real life, and to make new friends. Yeah, that was like really, really good. We did bowling. I didn't win, which is fine. I'm over it. But yeah, that was really cool.
I'm not quite sure you are, but okay. You sure about that? Might be competitive, you think? By the way, a lot of competitive people. Okay, next FarCon pickleball. You might want to pair up, Adrian. This might be the person you might want to grab.
Yes.
This might be key to the whole thing.
I'm still freaking bitter about that competition. That was in May.
See? Is your brother on Farcaster? Question.
No, but this is what with the Q&A, I feel like this needs to be a question to get him to come, because he knows about it. He knows that I'm like doing my workouts. He came over a few weeks ago and he was like, Naomi, I wanna follow you on Warpcast. And I was like, well, you're gonna need to make an account. So we're getting there. And I think once he comes in this Q&A and starts to meet some of the community, and again, like I said, for athletes, there's a lot of pressure with Instagram. So I feel like he would be able to share a lot more sort of away from those eyes and be with people who actually like, I don't know, value and care about the creators on the platform. So yeah, we'll get him there.
That's awesome. And that's really interesting what you said about Instagram being pressure from thinking about like sponsors might be watching this person. I'm being really self-conscious of that. I hadn't thought about that aspect before, that like having the smaller network, you feel a lot less pressure and can really shine. And that's pretty amazing. I'm sorry, Adrian, I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
Oh, does your brother, I'm like, I forget does your brother, is he active on other socials? And is he making content? Is he posting or?
See, he's funny because he's not super active, but he makes so much content that he doesn't post anywhere. He'll make behind the scenes training vlogs with his football team, and he doesn't post it. He just keeps them on his, he'll edit it and not post it, because that thing of like, oh, I don't want to post it on Instagram because what if, da, 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 da. So as I said, like this is the perfect place. Like imagine like people being able to see this real behind the scenes that they never get to see. I think this is a great place for him. So I'll try and convince him. He makes
convince
content.
him. I would love to see that. He would shine. He would definitely shine. We have an active soccer channel.
Football.
I'm sorry, football.
We'll rename the soccer channel to football in his honor if we get him over here.
That might be the key to the whole thing. So for what you missed in this discussion is that way back when channels first launched, there was a huge kerfuffle, if you will, about whether it should be named soccer or football. And of course, you can see, probably how those lines went down. And so a common question we ask is football or soccer? And people take that in very different ways. But Dan's from the US, so's Varun. So they tend to lean soccer. So what are you gonna do?
I caught myself accidentally saying soccer in a post, and it was just like, because I spent so much time like on the platform, and I'm like, there's a lot of Americans on the platform, and everyone's like soccer. So I was like, my brother's a soccer player, and I normally put my brother's a football player and soccer in brackets, and I left the brackets and I wrote soccer, and all the British like, were just like, you're disowned, just leave.
You're done. You're done.
Did we change the name to football?
I think he did. Yeah. I think he did. Yeah. I think it got changed. I think it was by. I think
because there was a poll
or something. There was a poll. Right. Yeah, there was a vote, and they changed it. But it was soccer for a while, and then it got changed. So funny. I do want to shout out your hyper sub, and here is the new one. It is by the way, really cute. Love the logo. Super cute. I am more excited to finally launching this than competing at the World Championships. Introducing the Team AC Track Club Hypersub. What to expect? Your fitness, health, and wellness questions answered monthly. Monthly live Q&A with top athletes from across sports. Monthly live group workouts that you vote on. That's interesting. Monthly fitness challenges. Longer workout videos, soon a library on demand workout videos. That's really cool. And I just really love this little image here that you get. So you can go check this out on hypersub.xyz. Very cool. Can you talk about what are you doing with the voting? That was interesting to me. Of course, it's interesting to me. For one thing, you may not realize is that I'm into DAOs, very into DAOs and so governance and things like that. So what are they going to be voting on, and where are you going to be doing that, like in the channel, or how are you thinking this through? I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because I'm trying to bear in mind that the channel is going to change. Like, there's going to be a lot of changes and stuff. That's kind of why I wasn't going to launch it yet, but I was like, I'm just going to like push it. But my idea is that if it's in the channel, that it will be like a poll of what workout is going to be. Is it a HIIT? Is it going to be a flexibility session? Is it going to be a lower body or upper body? And then the one that gets the most votes is the one that we're going to do for that month. So I think that makes it a little bit more fun. And then people can also leave suggestions for, so maybe the next month we can change up what the options are, rather than me being like, right, we're all going to do core for 45 minutes, like, yeah, enjoy. So yeah, I want to include the community of what is it that you want to do together.
And that's something you can do with your hypersub tokens. So which is really cool. For those who don't know, like you can set things like polls to be limited by a hypersub, by the token. You can set other things to be limited by the token, like events. You can use events XYZ very easily. You could have something limited, even if it was online. Like if you were doing like an online stream or something, you can limit it to just your hypersub. So there's a lot of cool ways to use the on-chain tokens to kind of create experiences, which I think this is exciting. I'm excited to see what you do. I haven't heard of any other athletes doing something like this. So I think this is really fun and innovative for sure. Adrian, what else do you want to mention before I move on to one more thing?
What are you sitting on?
I'm gonna ask about Ask Gina. I gotta ask about Ask Gina. I was just looking for. I was going to bring this up. I just was like, wasn't sure if there was something else before I moved to this. Okay, so you posted your bookshelf, your mom's bookshelf. I think it was. This was so cool. So you posted a picture of your mom's bookshelf, and then we showed this the other day too. And somebody used the Ask Gina AI to scan the bookshelf, and it started giving like all these recommendations. It put it into themes. It did all this stuff, like, and you were just like posting a picture, and and then somebody like went and did all this, and it was so cool. So for those who didn't see that, go check this out, because it was really pretty cool. Mind blown. So that was okay. I'm mind blown. Ask Gina has somehow scanned all of the books from the photo of my mom's shelf and then give recommendations based on them. It was amazing. So very, very cool. Check that out. Yeah, so I wanted to mention that. And I wanted to mention one other thing. I think it was this. I loved this cast. I thought this was so thoughtful and amazing. So this is a cast for Naomi. Don't adjust your goals, just your actions. In 2016, I was desperate to jump 13 meters, 42.65 feet for the Americans. Thank you. Because you say meters, and I don't know what that means. I'm like, oh, that seems short. 13 meters seems short. No, it's not. I did competition after competition, but I just couldn't get past that barrier. I realized that something had to change, so I started doing sports psychology. I also changed my diet. I mean, it was so bad. I used to eat Subway cookies and crisps for my lunch every single day. Yeah, that's not good. I learned to no longer be obsessed with the distance, but put all my focus into what I could control, e.g., sleep, diet, strength training. In 2017, I became British senior champion for the first time at 19 years old with 13.68 meters. Oh, and if you haven't done it yet, follow AC Track Club. I love this picture so much. This is such a great photo. Amazing. But I love the sentiment even more of, I think a lot of times we get into these, like the goals that we have, if we're not hitting them and we're getting frustrated and not thinking through like, okay, what can I change, rather than focusing on the things I can't change. So I loved that whole sentiment. It was a great cast. All right, Adrian, anything else that I haven't touched on before we go to like a little lightning round?
To that point, I have this quote. It was very specific to that as well, which was, if you want to win the Super Bowl, you don't practice winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
you practice throwing, catching, running, tackling, other things, right? That eventually, if you do them well and consistently, lead to winning the Super Bowl. But I think we end up focusing so much on that, like the outcome,
Right.
and not the inputs, or the outputs, not the inputs.
Yeah, exactly. So. Exactly. Oh, by the way, you have a subscriber in here. I'm very unfit, but I've subscribed to your hyper sub. AC Track Club might be just what I need to become more active. So that is very cool.
Hey.
Yeah, I love that
Yeah,
too.
Naomi, what's like one piece of advice you can tell people for today? Like, what should someone do today if they want to become more active?
I think just move once. Like, it doesn't even you don't have to do a whole like sit down, set everything up, get changed. Just do the most simple movement once. You can stand up, do 10 squats and sit down. If you can just do like one little movement every day, like that's better than nothing. And then you'll start to get into the flow of it. And then once to be like, okay, let me do 20, or let me add in push-ups, or let me add in doing this. So I think, yeah. And also just do the workouts that I post as well. That might help.
I mean, and your workouts are very simple. Like, you're doing 1 minute workouts and things like that, and 3 minute workouts. They're short, so they're always going to be less than 5 if they're a video on Warpcast. So I mean, but that's an easy way to start for sure. By the way, I have to call this out for Miriam. I also had my time with Subway cookies.
They're dangerous. They are very dangerous.
That was funny.
Do we have time for some lightning round questions?
Let's do some lightning round.
Okay.
So, right, Naomi, don't be scared. This is like our little lightning round of questions, and just whatever the first thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah, we ask the same questions more or less to people. So the only rule is you're not allowed to think. If anyone's watching, if you guys want to stand up and do squats during you can do squats or some sort of, or push-ups or jumping jacks. Right now, do it.
Right now, while you're listening to this. All right.
All right, Naomi, on Farcaster, we talk a ton about the URL to IRL pipeline. And so I'm curious, when and how did you make your first internet friend? So it's someone who you met first on the internet, but later became IRL friends.
When I was younger, I had Tumblr, and I was like 14, and there was a Tumblr meetup in Manchester. So I like begged my mum, like, "Mum, please, can I go?" And she let me go. Like, even though at that time, like, it was like, do not talk to strangers from the internet. My mum like trusted me, and she let me go. But I made like loads of amazing friends that I'm still friends with now, and it's been amazing to like grow up with them too. So yeah, I've been very chronically online for a very long time.
Yeah, so posting content is not new to you if you've been doing it.
She's the perfect person. So you need to onboard a bunch more of your Tumblr friends to Farcaster. I think they'll do well.
My kids are always on me because I yelled at them when they were younger for trying to make friends online, and now all my friends are online. So I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't know.
I didn't know.
I didn't grow up with the internet. Okay, what is
the internet grew up with us?
Yeah. What is one thing that would bring more people to Farcaster?
Good question.
I think the communities, I think, the channel changes and communities, the idea of getting something that you cannot get anywhere else. I think that's going to bring more people in.
Good question. What is your favorite channel on Farcaster?
I'm gonna say fitness, because I just love fitness. I also I can't remember which one it is. Oh, is it appreciation? Is it one called appreciation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love that.
There's an appreciation channel.
Yeah.
Is there a gratitude too?
I know. Yes, gratitude and appreciation. Yeah, both of those. Yeah.
Okay. Is there an appreciation? I only know the gratitude one.
No, there's an appreciation one. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Morning person.
And don't forget you're supposed to say your own as well. AC Track.
Oh, AC Track Club.
No, you're not, because the question is supposed to be not your own.
Not your own, but
not your own.
I just thought I'd shout that one out for you as well.
By the way, I know, I can just tell Naomi wasn't going to shout out her own. Like, a lot of people, I have to caveat to say, like, you can't say your own. What others? I knew she wouldn't.
She didn't. Nope.
She got
I had
me.
to do it for her. I had to do it for her.
What is your favorite holiday?
Christmas. It's like my brain had to think for a bit, because I'm like, holiday, does that mean vacation? I'm like translating
yeah, we're talking American.
What would
terms.
I say if I was in the UK and I want to ask that question?
I don't even know if we have a word for what you use holiday for. It's like Easter, Christmas. You have Thanksgiving, we don't. But I'm going to say Christmas. Yeah,
Christmas.
All right. Do you know what Bot or Not says about you?
No.
What
Do you
does
want
it
to?
say?
Yeah, sure.
You're a prolific caster, and you cast about workouts, fitness, story time, and on chain.
All
Okay,
right.
I thought it was like gonna roast me,
And
so
you're
I was
not a
like
bot.
prepare
And you're not
myself.
a bot.
Yay!
What is the next country you want to visit?
America, yeah, the United
Oh,
States.
yeah.
come.
Yes.
We'll host
Yes,
you.
we would love that. We would love that.
Are you a completionist? Yes or no?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, define that for her.
It's a word that came up. By the way, I only learned it being on Farcaster. It is someone who needs to check off, like finish your task list at the end of the day. If you have like unread messages, like if you have alerts, like you need to clear your alerts, like you don't like having unfinished things.
She is.
I'd say I'm the absolute
Not.
opposite of a completionist. I mean, my
That's
heart's
why I
there.
like her.
I would love to be one. Like, shout out to those who can do that. But no, I've got about, I don't know, 1,000 email notification things right there. So no.
By the way,
This is the one challenge with Adrian and I think she's definitely a completionist. I am definitely not. I will never see inbox 0, and I am completely okay with that.
I think in the modern world it gets harder, and like I think you need to learn how not to be all the way to completionist. I'm recovering.
She's
Okay,
recovering one.
Naomi, concert or sporting event?
Concert.
If you were to write a book, what would it be about?
Like a really easy guide just to be active and fit and healthy, like just the most easiest low effort way possible to maintain like a good level of fitness.
I would buy that book.
Football or soccer?
Football.
Correct answer. And I know what you mean. By the way, we ask that to some people and they say football, but they think I'm asking about American football, but I'm actually not.
Wow.
I'm actually asking about terminology. What is your biggest fear right now?
I think it's like letting people down is a big fear of mine. Like I really don't want to let people down. So that's something that I need to, I think in a way I need to work on, but in another way, it also keeps me, I can't think of the word. It keeps me accountable as well to make sure that I do have a responsibility to make sure that if I'm saying I'm going to do things, like I'm going to try my absolute best to do them. But yeah, I'd say that's my fear.
Camping or hotel?
Hotel. I answered that so fast.
I love her.
When you eat a kiwi, do you eat it with the skin on or off?
Off. I've tried with the skin, but I don't like the furriness.
Oh, she did try it though. That's impressive.
Yeah. All right. And final question. What is the last thing you bought with crypto?
With crypto? Oh, I subscribed to a hyper sub from Cal. I think his art is Wanderloots. He's a photographer. So yeah, that was my.
Oh, Callum. Yes, Wanderloots. Yeah. Oh, he's great. He's great. Very cool. Amazing. Anything else, Adrian, before we wrap things up? Or actually, let me switch that. Anything else, Naomi, that you want to shout out or share with us, or any calls to action for our viewers?
Yeah, for the viewers, yeah, please follow AC Track Club. Even if you're not subscribed, like I'm still providing like tips and things like that you can always like ask me questions on there and things like that. Also, I just want to say like a really huge thank you to GM Farcaster, Nownage Prof and Adrian for having me. Yeah, although I'm an athlete, I'm really like what's the word? I don't know. I don't have like that much confidence still, and you guys really have championed me and allowed me to like feel like good. So yeah, thank you so much for inviting me to speak. I really appreciate it.
We love having you, and it's been so fun to see you on our timeline, is all I have to say. So we just love, we love seeing people who are sharing their passions on the timeline. I think it just adds so much value. So even if it's something that we don't know a lot about, that's almost better, because then we get to learn, nobody was like, who's going to be the biggest content creator on Farcaster? A triple jumper. It's definitely going to be the triple jumper. But it's perfect. It's perfect because it's your passion and you're able to just express that so well that it's so fun to follow your journey. And I'm just excited to be with you on this road to the Olympics. I feel like we're with you, just kind of chugging along, watching what you're doing and being able to cheer you on. It'll be probably the first time I've ever cheered for Great Britain track. but I will totally be cheering. I really will. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Adrienne, what else?
Yeah.
Did anything else before we
just
call
like Naomi, thank you for coming and hanging out for an hour.
It's been amazing.
You really are so genuine and authentic and just like real. And to hear you talk about kind of lack of confidence, I think it's helpful to hear. It's so shocking.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I could jump 13 meters, like fly 13 meters, like no one could touch me.
Is that far? Is that far? Okay.
Yeah, it's
or
far.
40, 60. Okay.
But I think that's the beauty of Farcaster, which is like people really come like as themselves and are human, and it's great to be in the space with you. If you an offer to all the athletes in Britain that you hang out with and your brother, I have almost an infinite number of invites, like where I can pay for people's sign-up costs. So if you need any of those, I'm happy to send them your way.
Yeah, definitely.
And bring people on.
Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. And with that, we are going to call it Happy Friday. This has been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll be back on Monday. We will be at a later time. We're going to be on at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Monday with a couple members of The Park. If you're not familiar with The Park, they are a musical group and they do some amazing on-chain recording. And we're going to be chatting with them about all the things they have going on. So that'll be Monday, 11:30 a.m. And with that, everybody, happy Friday and bye-bye.